Well, last night was fun. It was my last night in Albania. This is my last day in Albania until I come back, which is undecided at this moment, but I will return. But I'm starting a new adventure. I'm not going home to the States quite yet. I'm actually getting on a flight to England tonight. So I'll be staying in England for a couple of weeks. And while I'm there, I'll be doing some traveling to Finland and Estonia, and then maybe Morocco if things work out. So stay tuned for that adventure. I'm in England now. Pro tip. So I got to the taxi area at the airport and they said it's an hour wait for a taxi. I wasn't about to wait an hour, so I just got on the shuttle that goes to the train station, and it was like 2 or 3 minutes away by shuttle, which is free. And then at the train station there was no wait for a taxi there. So lesson learned is if there's no taxis where you are, just go a couple miles away and probably get a taxi right there. So anyways, I'm at my hotel. Nothing fancy. I'm trying to get some food for tonight, and then I got to get to Hagley tomorrow, and that's going to be a trek. There's not really any direct lines to get there. I'm going to have to take a couple trains and transfer, or maybe some buses and transfer. My bags are heavy. That's why I got a taxi to my hotel here, because I've got 2 very large bags to carry around with me, so I'm trying to reduce the amount of walking that I'm doing. So hopefully tomorrow it goes well. I'm trying to get halfway across the country. Well, I'm trying to get on my first train. I met a guy at the hotel who was nice enough to get me to the train station, but now I've got to take at least 3 or 4 transfers to get to my final destination, so I'm trying to get on the first train right now, and it's a bit confusing. I've just got these big bags to lug around. It's just very awkward, so I'm trying to do this as efficiently as possible. I think my first station is going to be London Victoria. So right now I'm south of London, and I need to get to downtown London where there's bigger train stations. Then from there try to catch one to Birmingham. Then from Birmingham get to Hagley if there's not anything in between. So I guess right now I'm just going to hop on one that goes to downtown London and then take it one step at a time. But it's a bit daunting. I can't even see my own feet when I'm going downstairs. I think the problem with my bags, for people that have gone backpacking, is that this one on my back it's a duffel bag. It doesn't have any kind of frame at all, so it's just very limp. It doesn't support weight very well. And it's a 90-liter bag, so it's not light. So if I do this right, it should take me about 4 hours. If I do it wrong, it's going to take a lot more than 4 hours. It's about 10:30 in the morning right now, so this is going to be an all-day affair just to get to where I'm trying to go. I'm watching everyone else get on trains. They just keep going by me. I'm waiting for one specific train. Maybe this one here would work for me, but I don't want to risk it, so I'm going to keep waiting. Yeah, there's supposed to be a train on the schedule here that said London Victoria at 10:55, but it never showed up. So I guess I have to do something different now. So I guess I'm going to go to London Bridge Station, which is a main train station, and hopefully transfer from there. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to get frustrating. So I got connected to some Wi-Fi and I looked at the routes, and according to Google Maps, it's going to take me like 4 transfers to get from London to Birmingham, not to mention Hagley itself. That doesn't seem right. There's got to be some kind of a direct route, because Birmingham's a major city, so I'd be shocked if there wasn't some straight route to Birmingham from London. So I've got to ask some people and figure out what that is. Welcome to London. Well, I forgot to mention that a lot of the rail workers are going to go on strike this week. That's a problem for me because I'm trying to go to Finland. I already booked an airline ticket, so it's already a pain in the ass today to try and get from London to Hagley. I'm gonna have to come back from Hagley to London in a couple of days, and the trains might not be running, so I better get used to taking buses or something. It's gonna be interesting. I'm heading to the coach station right now to hopefully get a coach bus that gets me close to where I'm trying to go, and then once I get close, maybe I'll just take a taxi because it's gonna be a long day. Well, the good news is I found a coach station. But it looks like the coach leaves in 5 minutes. I need to find out how to buy a ticket and jump on the bus real quick, so I might just barely miss it. Well, I definitely missed the bus because these stupid machines didn't take my credit card, but now I have to wait an hour for the next bus. I'm on a bus now, so it's going to be a 3-hour ride to Birmingham, and then from there I still have to figure out how to get to Hagley. So I'll probably get into the town around 5 o'clock tonight. Made it to Birmingham now, so I'm pretty close, but still gotta catch one more train. It might take another hour, so it's been a long day of travel. And the weather's definitely cold here. It's not summertime anymore. Finally in Hagley. It's been 8 hours since I left my hotel. I've been traveling all day. From a car to 2 trains to a coach bus, 1 more train, and 1 more car. Carolyn's gonna pick me up here at the station, and I can finally relax. Got picked up in style. There's Carolyn with her sweet, cool car, and here's her beautiful house. And I think the plan is to get some curry and then go to the pub. Okay, first meal in Hagley. Some good Bangladeshi food. Well, we just finished dinner. We're going to the pub now. I don't know if I mentioned it, but Hagley's quite a small village. So we just had dinner a block down that way, and I think the bar is just a block over this way. And you can tell that we've left the nice sunny Dora's weather yesterday morning to beautiful English weather here with a little bit of rain. Now here we are at the King Arthur pub. There's a special beer here that I'm supposed to try from Batham's. Batham's Bitter. Okay, we got a Batham's Bitter here at the English pub. Okay, here we are on day 2 in Hagley. I'm glad that Carolyn has the same sense of adventure that I like, so we're going down these very narrow paths. But it's very beautiful out here. There's a lot of wide open fields. Spin the camera around so you can take a look. It's Father's Day today. We just finished having lunch with some of Carolyn's family, which was great. And I'm not sure what we're going to do tonight, but I think I'll have 1 full day here tomorrow to explore. And then I need to work my way up to Liverpool to get ready to fly out to Estonia and Finland, but that's going to be a separate video. We're back in Hagley after a nice walk, and this is the one main street, so you'll start to recognize this. That's where we had lunch, or dinner I should say, last night. We're gonna check out Marston's pub here on the left. So the King Arthur last night, I didn't film it much, but it was more of a proper pub. This one's more of like a sports bar like you might find in America. I haven't been drinking much beer lately, but I'm having at least 1 local beer a day to try it out. And after that, I'm switching over to gin and tonics, which are quite British as well, so I'm having a good experience. We're just chilling outside because it's a Sunday night and it's not very lively inside, so I'm just enjoying the weather here. We've decided to go back to King Arthur. We just like the atmosphere there better, and I'll take a quick video so you see the interior. It's kind of like stereotypical British pub, but I guess that's not like unauthentic. It's actually pretty legit as to what is popular around here, and I like it.
What would you like?
I don't know. So I'm having the Batham's Bitter again. It's actually a really unique beer. Last night I was so full from dinner to enjoy it, but it's nice. It's really smooth with a little bit of bitterness at the end. All right, so it's my first full day in England where I am alone and have no specific places to be. So I think I'm just gonna wander around, and we're starting with this hill over here that has an obelisk at the top and an old fortress. I think it's called Witchbury. I can see a gate up here, so hopefully I'm going on the right path. We'll see soon. It's not. Oops. Not very clearly marked trail. I think I'm supposed to go that way. The gates, I suppose, are just to keep the livestock from escaping. Although I haven't really seen any livestock yet. But I think this is a pedestrian path. No, it's really not clearly marked. But I did just pass by some other gentlemen, and they were coming from this direction. So I assume I'm going the right way. I'm a bit tired. Guess I've been going uphill and I didn't really realize it. We have reached a crossroads. A couple different ways to go. This way says live, so we'll try this way. I guess back in the 1940s or something, there was a body that was found in a tree here, and it sparked a lot of like urban legends and stuff like that. And as I told you, the hill's called Witchbury, and some people think it's the inspiration for the Blair Witch Project. It was an unsolved murder case. Nobody knows how the body got in the tree. So hopefully I don't end up making a documentary like the Blair Witch film. Crossroads again. Don't know which way to go. Something in the bushes over there. It freaked me out a little bit. I was joking about this turning into a horror documentary, but there's something back there. As I mentioned, there's supposed to be a fort up here somewhere, and I have not seen any evidence of that yet. And that path is getting narrower. There's a lot of different paths to take, so could have easily taken the wrong one. I shouldn't have worn shorts because there's a lot of thorns all over here. This is not the right way. But this is fun because if I knew exactly where I was going all the time, life wouldn't be interesting. But I don't know if I'll be able to show you the fort. I don't think I can find it. I just checked my maps to see where I was in relation to the so-called fort. And it turns out I'm standing near a place called Drew's Ghost Hunting Club or something like that. So definitely gonna die in these woods. So I'm heading back up to the top of the hill where I came from, because if there was a fort, it should be at the top of the hill. Noises here. Might very well be haunted. But you know what I'm more afraid of than ghosts? Is walking face first into a big spider web. That's terrifying. I'm walking on some kind of a ridge now that slopes steeply on both sides, so maybe that's part of the fort, but it's just all dirt, so I don't know if I should be looking for bricks or stones or what it should really look like, but maybe this is part of it. Sorry folks, I haven't found any ghosts or fortresses, but at least I had a good time. It's fun to explore. It's time for food now. Now Hagley, where I'm staying, actually has award-winning fish and chips. I guess the Queen herself has been there to try it. But there's also a nice little pub here called the Littleton Arms, which is supposed to be nice on the weekends. I might check it out today, which is a Monday, and see what the atmosphere looks like. And maybe I'll have the fish and chips later. The food was good, but it was a bit posh in there. I'll look for something more casual next time. I think we're gonna try these fish and chips. Fish and chips. That's massive. That looks good. I've had too much food today. Basically had 2 lunches. So I need to get some exercise. So I'm walking to the next town up, which is like an hour away, but the weather's nice. So hopefully I get there and see something interesting. We're in Starbridge now. It's definitely a bigger town than Hagley, but it's still relatively small. I think this is the main street that I'm going down. Well, Starbridge isn't really that interesting. It's a little bit bigger city, as I said, so there's more shopping here, more variety of restaurants, gyms, things like that, but it doesn't really interest me, so I'm gonna head back down to Hagley. I think while we're here, we may as well pop into a pub and check it out for a comparison against Hagley to see who has better atmosphere. Day number 4. I am back in Birmingham now. I've got an hour to kill before I catch a coach bus that's going to take me to Liverpool tonight, because tomorrow morning I fly out of that airport to go to Estonia and then from there to Finland. Are you following me so far? It gets a little bit crazy. So I think maybe I will have lunch here if I have time and try and take in some of the sights quickly. I think I'm going to have some Vietnamese food today. If you haven't been following my videos in order, I've been in Albania for the last year, and Vietnamese food doesn't even exist in that country, so I haven't had it in a long time. It was a nice church there. Well, I spent too much time eating, so you don't have time to see Birmingham today. Now I'm at the Manchester airport. Got 2 hours to kill here while I wait for my transfer to the next charter bus. So, as fun as it is to travel, it's really exhausting waiting at all these airports and train stations. We are now in Liverpool, and I need to find myself a hotel for the night. Well, I managed to get a hotel in a good location at a fair price, so that's nice. But it got me thinking, I booked these budget airlines, right? But I end up having to travel halfway across the country, taking taxis and trains and hotels. I wonder if it's easier just to grab like a normal airfare at a standard rate to avoid all that hassle. So I don't know. My first thoughts on Liverpool is it's kind of a cool city. Right on the water, lots of interesting architecture, but I don't have too long here. I've got to be on the road no later than 4 o'clock tomorrow, maybe even closer to 3 or 3:30 in the morning. So I'll do a quick walk around here and then go to a pub, maybe have a couple drinks and some food, and then try not to stay up too late tonight. I found a block that has like 10 Irish pubs all clustered together, so maybe I'll see which one of these looks the best. So all of those Irish pubs had live music, which is cool, but they're too loud, so I'm going to try and find something with different atmosphere. I gotta say, Liverpool seems like kind of a party city. There's a lot of bars with like 2-for-1 specials and live music, and it's a Tuesday night right now, so I didn't expect this. Tomorrow morning, which unfortunately comes too early, my plan to go to sleep early didn't work out, so I have to wake up in about 4.5 hours. But tomorrow morning I'm gonna start my trip to Estonia and Finland, so that's gonna be a separate video. So what you're gonna see next is just me cutting to my return to England and the rest of my English adventure.